questions that came in on Instagram was about date night.
Oh yeah. So, and it was funny too. We talked about, oh, when we first met, I guess we had talked about this.
Oh, maybe it came in after that.
I think it came in after that. And it was funny, and this kind of brought it up too. I got my nails done, and the nail techs we're making small talk, and he says, "Oh, do you have any plans?" And I was like, "Well, tonight's date night." And I have my wedding ring on my finger, and he looks at me funny, like I was doing something wrong. And I was like, "With my husband?" Like, he was so judgy. And he was like, "You have date night with your husband?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I have date night with my husband. We go out a lot. We enjoy each other." And especially after like a crazy work week, it's amazing for us to like get out, the two of us, talk about not work things and unwind. And it's fun and it's sexy and it's enjoyable. And we still love each other.
There's something nice about also like getting dressed up and going out. And it's like a nice feeling. Like instead of just throwing on like jeans, a t-shirt, and going to Applebee's, which, that's how like the first half of our marriage used to be. Mm-hmm. But now we go like maybe like a little bit nicer place, but it's nice to be able to like dress up for somebody.
Yeah.
And like, even like, if we were going to go out on a Friday night, it's like, okay, if I don't have much to do on that Friday, like maybe I'll go out and I'll clean the car. I'll vacuum the inside of it, clean the outside, like make it look all nice. And I know we're going to take that car to dinner. So then it's like, okay, when we go to dinner, you'll feel like nice and clean getting in the car,
You
the
feel
clean
special.
car. But it feels good for yourself too. It's like gives you a sense of pride. Like when your car is clean and, when you head out for the night or if you're pulling up to a place and you have to valet it, it's nice to have, not McDonald's wrapper sitting on the floor when the valet guy's
When
trying to
have
get
you
in.
had McDonald's?
I haven't.
Explain yourself.
Hypothetically.
No, but it's nice to like, I know, like I see him go do that. And then, I get in the car that night and I'm like, ooh, it looks so clean. I know he cleaned the car. I watched him do it, but it's like we're going out on a real date.
Yeah, but those are like the little things that you can do that can keep your marriage, top tier. And we have friends that do the same thing, and they'll tag us in posts and they'll do like hashtag date night. And some of our friends will go out and they'll do like whatever, nice dinner, just a husband and wife. And they also share in this idea of like the importance of taking your spouse on a date night and doing something just the two of you. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but if it's a place that you can go to where it's just, you go for like 2 or 3 hours, someplace where you can get dressed up, maybe even just walk around somewhere. And usually like when we get dressed up, I'll try to like match her outfit. So usually if I'm deciding what I'm going to wear that night, I'm like, what color dress are you wearing? She's like, oh, I'm wearing red. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll wear something that kind of matches. I won't wear like browns and golds if she's wearing red. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll try to like somehow match your outfit. So we look nice walking into a room together.
It looks like we tried and like we care and we're in tune with each other.
And then we always act like it was an accident. So we walk in and people are like, oh my God, you guys match. And I'm like, oh, we do. Look at that. I didn't even notice.
But it's nice that like a lot of our friends kind of share in that. And it's nice too when we're like, oh, do you guys want to go out to dinner? And another couple might say like, oh, well, we haven't really connected this week. So we'll go out to dinner. Why don't we all meet for drinks after? And sometimes you step back and it's like, don't you want to eat dinner with me? What's wrong with me? Do I not eat appropriately? And then like it takes me a second sometimes and I'm like, oh, well, they haven't seen each other all week. They work, outside the house. They need to reconnect. And it's like, okay, we'll meet for drinks later. I get it. I totally get it. It's nice. It's nice to have friends that are like that too, because they don't think we're crazy.
Yeah. Does date night keep the magic alive? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if
sure.
it's like sometimes on like Wednesday nights, and it's nice. I like Wednesday nights because it breaks up your week. But like Wednesday nights, sometimes we'll go to like one of our favorite like steakhouses, and we'll just go there and sit at the bar and have martinis and order like oysters. So we might have dinner ahead of time, just the two of us at home, like just cook our own meals. We'll eat dinner. And then we'll get dressed and be like, hey, it might be 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night. And I'll be like, you want to go to dinner? We'll sit at the bar. So we'll run over there and same thing, get dressed up real quick. We'll go to the bar, have martinis, have like oysters, and then that's it. And so, you're getting maybe 2 drinks each, some oysters, and you're just there for like 2 hours. You call it a night and it feels like a full night affair.
And it's broken up the week, which is wonderful. Yeah. Especially if we are having a hell of a week and it's only a Wednesday or a Thursday.
And then all of a sudden you get through the next day, which is Thursday, and then you wake up, you're like, wow, it's Friday already.
Yeah.
And it's like when those Wednesday nights are nice to go out and just do something even if it's small, like just go sit at the bar, especially like a nice bar, go sit at a nice bar, have a drink and just talk and relax and, kind of unwind.
Yeah. It's nice to like just enjoy each other's company and not have like the dog is going crazy or Anything kind of going on in the background. I don't want to say like my daughter bothers me. She doesn't at all, but I mean, she's super easy. But it's nice to just connect the two of us.
Yeah, because we can go out almost every night and do like dinner, the three of us with our daughter, and go to other places. But once in a while, it's nice when you do have your date night, because let's face it, in say a few years, when you have kids, your kids eventually outgrow your nest and they move out and leave, and then it's back to the two of you. So if you spend your entire lives just focused on your kid, only your kid, and then also when they leave, now you have to go back to figuring out like, oh yeah, we got to go back to the two of us again and figuring out if we still like
Yeah.
each other. So I think it's always important to like focus on your spouse, while raising your kid and making time for both.
And that's a really good point too. Like the figuring out if you still like each other. I feel like there were so many years of our marriage that you worked like night shift. I worked during the day, normal 9 to 5. And we just never, like, there was no time for a date night. We didn't have a date night because we were working opposite shifts. You didn't have weekends off. So it was so hectic and crazy that we didn't have that. And now that, you've retired and, I work from home, we kind of had to figure out really quickly if we were going to like each other, if we were going to get along.
Yeah. And it's funny, we say like we go out and like unwind, and really we go out, and if it's like just the two of us, that's when we just keep talking about work. Like we sit and like we sit at the bar on a Wednesday night, it's like we're like, oh, let's unwind. And then we sit there and we're talking about like investments, what we're doing next, where we're at financially, like what moves can we make next, and where do we want to like invest in, like 2024, what's our game plan. So we're like, yeah, we'll go unwind. And then we sit there and just talk about like work and business and goals, but it still feels nice.
We're not sitting at the computer working. We're engaging in conversation.
I think it's good to set those goals too.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like those like short-term goals and where you want to be this year and what's your goal for like, like for us, it's like saving up money. And it's like, where's the next place we invest in? What do we buy into next? Or where are we putting our money? Is it going to be like in Bitcoin? Is it going to be, buying into a restaurant, buying into, like we just bought an oil drilling company. I don't even think we talked about that, but I'm not getting on like an oil rig anytime soon. But yeah, so those nights are nice, and that does help keep the relationship, keeps like a spark there.
Yeah. I think we enjoy working with each other too. So it's, when we're talking about work, it's not like, it doesn't feel like work. It's part of our daily life. So it never feels like a chore. And we like growing. So it's nice.